Have you ever wondered how a country know if its economy is doing well? What makes one nation richer than another? It all starts with how we measure national income and economic growth. National income refers to the total value of all goods and services produced by a country's residents, whether within its borders or abroad, during a specific period, typically 1 year. This income is an indicator of a nation's economic health and is used to formulate policies that maximize national welfare. In this video, we'll explore what national income is, how it's measured, what economic growth really means, and why this number matters more than you might think.
What is national income? National income refers to the total value of all goods and services produced by a country's resident, whether within its border or abroad, during a specific period, typically 1 year. This income is an indicator of nation's economic health and is used to formulate policies that maximize national welfare. How it connects to people income? A higher national income allows for more resources to be available for consumption, investment, and public services. This can lead to improved living conditions, better access to goods and services, and potentially higher wages and salaries for individuals. Increased national income can drive economic growth, leading to job creation and higher incomes, which are directly linked to improved standards of living. Higher national incomes can also be used to fund social programs and public services that improve the quality of life, such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Gross Domestic Product, or GDP, is the total value of all final goods and services produced within a country in a given period, usually a year. It measures the overall economic activity inside the country regardless of whether the production is done by local or foreign companies. GDP is often used to assess how strong or weak a country's economy is. Gross National Income, or GNI, is the total income earned by a country's residents and businesses, including income received from abroad, such as profits, wages, and investments, and minus income paid to foreigners. In other words, GNI adds the income that citizens earn overseas and subtract the income foreigners make within the country. It reflects the actual earnings of a country's people, whether they are earned locally or internationally. Net National Income, or NNI, is the total income earned by a country's resident after subtracting depreciation, which is the loss in value of assets like building, machinery, and equipment over time. NNI gives a more accurate picture of the real income available for spending or saving because it accounts for the cost of maintaining or replacing capital goods. These are the differences between nominal GDP and real GDP. The definition of nominal GDP is total value of goods and services produced at current market prices, while the definition for real GDP is total value of goods and services produced at constant prices. The impact of inflation. Nominal GDP includes inflation, while real GDP adjusts for inflation. The usefulness of nominal GDP is a short-term analysis comparing economies, while the real GDP is a long-term analysis measuring economic growth. The calculation of nominal GDP is based on current market prices, while the real GDP is based on base year prices. Income method. National income is calculated as the total income earned by factors of productions, like labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurship. It includes wages, rent, interest, profit, and mixed income of self-employed individuals.
Economic measures are important because they help us understand how a country's economy is doing and what actions might be needed. First, they help guide government policy. When leaders see change in things like unemployment or inflation, they can make decisions to improve the situation. For example, if many people are out of work, the government might invest in job creation programs or provide support for business. Second, economic measures help us see the performance of the country. A growing GDP usually means the economy is healthy, while shrinking GDP might be a warning sign. These indicators give us a snapshot of the nation's financial health over time. Third, and the most importantly, these measures have real impacts on people's life. They affect job opportunities, the price of everyday goods, and our overall stability. When the economy is strong, people usually have more confidence, income, and security. In short, economy measures are essential for making smart decisions, tracking progress, and ensuring the well-being of the population. Measuring the economy is not always easy, and there are some key challenges to keep in mind. First, not all economic activity is recorded, especially in the informal sector. This includes things like street vendors, small-scale farmers, or people doing cash jobs. These activities contribute to the economy, but they often don't show up in the official data. Second, there are income gaps. A country's economy might look strong overall, but if the wealth is concentrated in a small group, it doesn't reflect the real living conditions of most people. So average like GDP per capita can sometimes be misleading. Third, unexpected crises like pandemics or natural disasters can disrupt the economy very suddenly. These events are hard to predict and often affect the data accuracy, make it difficult to get a clear picture of the economic situation. So, while economic measures are useful, they don't always capture the full story, especially in the complex or unstable situations.
Next, I will present a case study on Malaysia's economy, demonstrating how the economic structure, key sector, and government policies shape the country's growth trajectory. The service sector is the largest contributor, driven by tourism and finance. For example, Langkawi and KLCC are major tourist destinations, while Labuan serves as an international financial hub. In the manufacturing sector, Malaysia is a leading exporter of semiconductor and petroleum products, with major companies like Intel and Petronas playing crucial role. Agriculture remains important, particularly in palm oil, where Malaysia is the world's second largest producer. Though these sectors still rely heavily on foreign labor. Next, the future of economic measurement. Economic measurement in the future will increasingly rely on real-time data, artificial intelligence, AI, and non-traditional indicators such as quality of life, environmental sustainability, and social well-being. Gross domestic product (GDP) is still used, but will be equipped with more holistic indicators such as the Human Development Index (HDI) and the ecological footprint. The purpose is to reflect economic conditions more comprehensively, not only based on economic output, but also its impact on society and the environment.
In conclusion, economic measurements are not just numbers on a chart. They reflect the overall quality of life of the people. These figures help us understand whether the population is living comfortably, staying healthy, receiving proper education, and enjoying prosperity. Economic data play a key role in shaping better government policy, improving public facility and infrastructure, and maintaining social well-being and stability. Therefore, it is important to view economic growth from a human perspective, not just in terms of product or output. The ultimate goal should always be to ensure that economic progress brings real benefit to all members of society.